Good morning, everyone. Nintendo Nest here once again. Essentially, this is a take two on the video yesterday that I tried to make. Unfortunately, it wasn't much of a big success as I had hoped. However, hopefully, in today's video, I can try and redo that and probably at least go into more details as what I hoped for. So yeah, this is basically a take two from yesterday's video. If you have already seen it, do not worry about it too much. It's going to be a little bit of a repeater, but then there will be some new stuff that I will add during the middle and end bits of this stream. So definitely stick around if you are interested in learning more about what I had to talk about yesterday in today's stream. So Uh, first of all, hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm not sure if it is my audio is working or not. But so again, I am the Nintendo Nurse. I'm essentially a college student. I'm considered a junior, and my major is my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, or my BSN in short. And I am going also for a minor in psychology. Now, the reason why I created this whole account, or not necessarily just YouTube, but also like the whole uh, era of, not era, but like my whole page worth of stuff, is because I do have a passion for Nintendo, or gaming in general, and also the nursing field. So essentially, I kind of want to take you all along with my journey, and talking about my experiences, my opinions, uh, uh, my interests when it comes to gaming in general. So I would like to see some of y'all's opinions, or I would like to share my opinions with you all and see how it goes from there. So today, I kind of just want to. That was a little bit of an introduction. So, um, what my plans for this YouTube channel specifically? I personally do not have any specific ideas on what to do in this channel. I'm essentially new still, and as you can tell from if you've seen the last stream yesterday and it was deleted from not my knowledge, surprisingly, it got deleted yesterday. So that's another reason why I'm doing like a take two on this type of part. But hopefully, I will try and get a little bit better with this YouTube thing as I go along. So hopefully within the next coming, you know, next time will be a little bit better. So as I go along, I should learn with all that. But as of right now, I don't plan on making like professional videos. I kind of probably will stick to doing these streams more often, only because it is a little bit easier for me, and it's kind of a little bit better. Which essentially, at first I was doing Instagram lives. However, uh, I found out there was an issue with that as I couldn't save the live videos from there. So I kind of realized it's not the best idea for me to do these live streams on there. So that's kind of another reason why I moved to YouTube, since obviously YouTube does kind of save the live streams in the end, and of course you can edit them out. You know, when it's over. Which actually, I've actually a quick thing to discuss about that at the end. But regardless, yeah, that is what I had to do for this channel. Again, I'm not trying to be the next what's the famous gaming YouTube like Spawn Wave um or beat 'em ups, or what is it, RGT85, or anyone like that. I essentially want to at least do something what I want to enjoy and at least have fun with. Which actually there was some people that let me see, ooh, someone in chat. Hi, yes, hi Nubis. Hello. Yes, thank you for coming to the stream. I do appreciate it. So yeah, so basically, I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to be a professional YouTube, obviously, by the quality of this video or like my setup or my mistakes, like what happened yesterday. So like for example, and I've actually was inspired to do this in the first place by some general YouTubers that I have kind of not talked to, but kind of interact, seen a couple of streams and also chatted with, which is Miss Nico Tendo and actually the Yellow Kazoo. Uh, Apple, I'm glad to be here so early. Yes, thank you, Anubis. I do appreciate for you coming here. Obviously, I will save the stream if anyone does miss it. So in the end, as long as it doesn't delete, hopefully, um, I will I will make it sure that it will be saved for anyone who missed it. So anyway, yeah, like I mentioned, I actually kind of got like the inspiration from Miss Nicotendo and another YouTuber called the Yellow Kazoo. So actually, links to the channel are in the description. So shout out to them essentially. But yeah, they kind of what inspired me to do this in the first place because they seem even though they aren't big YouTubers essentially, they just want to have fun, and that's kind of what I want to do as well. Just share my opinions, my experience with you all in terms of gaming, my college life, basically anything towards one of the topics, and just share it with you all. So yeah. So with all that, that is my current plans for YouTube. And of course, if you want to see a little bit more professional stuff, do check out my social media. Links are in my channel description. So do check out there, and you'll definitely see a little bit more professional and more frequent postings on there. So do keep an eye on that. In fact, I will be talking about a certain game coming out this Friday on my social media. So definitely do keep an eye out. I won't say the name of that yet because I do kind of want to be surprised for those who don't follow. But if you see my post, you may already have an idea on what game I'm talking about specifically. So hopefully look out for that. So with all that said and done, I actually will be talking about my biggest thing I want to talk about in this stream specifically. So one thing that I actually did was a Twitter poll about 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to ask you all what was one topic that you all wanted for me to talk about. And essentially, I was a bit surprised at first, but I did kind of understand where y'all were coming from, and which I don't have a problem sharing either way. But one thing was my disability, and believe it or not, I actually do have a disability. I may not be noticeable if you saw me in real life, or even I guess here I'm talking with you all in the stream. Although if you haven't been paying attention, you may see a little bit as to what it is. But my disability is kind of considered an invisible one. And the reason why it's considered that is because it's not necessarily easy to detect my disability. But if you kind of do pay attention closely as to what am doing, it may seem it may seem a little bit obvious after some time. But my disability is it's visual. And what I mean by visual is that I actually do have trouble seeing. So essentially, I have several conditions in my eyes, but uh, my best eye will be considered my right eye. And generally, my conditions, it's kind of hard to explain them. And despite I know a lot about them, I don't know everything about them. So, for one thing, for example, a condition I have is called nystagmus. And nystagmus is essentially a condition where the eye is moving on, but well, my both eyes are moving on their own without me feeling it or seeing it myself. But basically, what nystagmus is where the eye is moving on its own to try and focus what it's looking at. So, for example, if I were to see, a person in real life, or anything up in general, like even like me looking out at the camera. Right now, it's kind of like focusing my eyes or trying to focus on their own, just obviously see where the camera is. Sometimes it's not noticeable. Sometimes if you were to look at me like real close, you can tell fairly little that yeah, it is moving. So that is kind of like I guess one small indication that yes, I do have a visual impairment, but it's very little that it's almost unnoticeable. Now another condition I have is something called glaucoma. And glaucoma is basically a condition where the eye pressure changes frequently. And the reason why that is important is because there's kind of like a different degrees of eye pressure, but the higher the number, the more dangerous it is. For an example, the general norm of eye pressure should be 20 or below. Of course, you don't want it to be too low either. So I would, and obviously this segment, this part is a little bit kind of like on my hit or miss. So I'm gonna say it's about you need at least like a 10 or between a 10 and 20 for it to be considered normal. Um, like a rough estimate, but definitely it does need to be lower than a 20 to be considered normal for any person. Everyone has eye pressures. However, for people with glaucoma, that is a little bit more dangerous because their pressures change drastically. It could be anytime, anytime, any day. You could be sleeping, you could be reading, you could be just watching videos, and it can change really out of nowhere. And if that pressure does go over a 20 or over 20, that is where it does get dangerous because that is where your vision or the vision can actually affect your eyesight in the long run. And over time, that pressure can actually let me see. You seems like a normal person to me. Thank you so much, Nubis. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so I do consider myself a normal person regardless. I kind of don't um see myself different than any other person. I do try to, be normal. In fact, I actually have some stuff to show you all a bit as far as and I actually was gonna show this yesterday, but of course with the technical errors and all of that, I was not able to do what I wanted to show you all. But today I do have a lot to show you all as far as like what I use not on a daily basis, but what kind of is considered helpful for me depending on the situation. So I do have all that to show you all just fairly recently when I'm done explaining my conditions in general. So yeah, so again, glaucoma, so anything over, again, over 20, it is considered a little bit dangerous. So yeah, the vision can drastically decrease over time if you don't get that treated. Um, so that is something to, for anyone, whoever knows about glaucoma, that's something to, consider, or if you didn't know what it is, that's what glaucoma essentially is. It's where the eye pressures change drastically at any time, and if you don't get treated right away, you can have some vision loss, or in fact, worse, that is kind of just like another sign and symptom is like headaches, redness in the eyes, tiredness. Essentially, that is some eye conditions you can or some symptoms and signs that you can tell from having glaucoma. So yeah, that is a little bit more of a serious condition. I personally have had some unfortunate experiences with that, which I will share um, as I start, like from the not from the beginning, but kind of like do an overview as how it all started. But yes, it is a little bit of a drastic, a little more of a serious condition that I do get treated every like 3 4 months for, but uh, that is something that luckily I'm getting treated on, and right now my vision is stable. My best eye is considered my right eye, and essentially my worst eye is the left eye, obviously, um, because for my right eye, it's the one that helps me function on a day-to-day basis. It helps me read, helps me watch videos, it helps me cook, clean, study, do tests, school, all that. My right eye is what I depend on a daily basis. As far as my left eye, well, that is where it kind of struggles a bit. And because of the left eye, I can only see like counting fingers. And what that essentially means is that if I were to cover up my right eye, and I apologize if I'm not looking at the camera right now because I'm trying to do my example. If I were to hold my fingers up to like 3, 4 feet, that is all I can see in my left eye. That is it. I cannot identify objects. I cannot identify people. I can't necessarily do much on my left eye because that's how weak my vision is. However, it does help in some way for me as far as like side vision. So, for example, if I was looking like if I was looking like towards this side, my left eye does kind of help me see brief, like just a little bit on what is on my left side, or yeah, on my left side, and that does help a lot. In some way, but yeah, so that is kind of like how my vision stands for in terms in general. Why don't you use glasses? It might help you a lot. Actually, Anubis, that's a good question. I actually do use glasses. However, that actually comes towards my last condition that I have on my eyes. And this condition, I personally do not know exactly what it is because it is extremely rare to have. However, I've had it since birth, essentially. And what this condition is called Peters anomaly. Now, I don't exactly know what that condition is. However, I do know that I have had it since birth, and even with glasses or not, my vision kind of stays the same for the most part. The only reason why I wear my glasses is more of like a protective barrier, or basically for like class settings or far distance type of stuff. But even though I do wear them, I still can't see far away. Surprisingly, I can't. Um, so the glasses do help me in somewhat of a way, but they don't help me to like actually read or even detect people from an extreme far distance. So if I were to see like a person in real life, like for example, like if I was walking down a hallway and someone notices me, I personally would not be able to see them even with glasses because my vision only goes so much with or without them. So yeah, that does not. It's more, I guess, like again, like a protective barrier and kind of like a extra little side thing that they help me with. But I only essentially use my glasses for classroom or work, well, future work settings that I will be working on. I will be doing that. um I only use my glasses during those kind of times, but of course, like right now and like while I'm at my place, or like basically during around my day as casual, I don't necessarily wear them. But yeah, that last condition that I have is called Peters anomaly, and I do not know exactly what it is. But like I said, I've had it since birth, and this is where I'm going to start kind of going a little bit of the backstory of my how I got my eye conditions. So yeah, from here on out, it's going to be a little bit of a history, I guess, lesson. So so do bear with me. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna try and make this boring, but hopefully y'all stick around for this. So basically, I'm considered a premature birth, and what that necessarily means is that I was born earlier than the usual 9 month term pregnancy time. And essentially, that is, I was born around 7 months. I would say around maybe 28 weeks from what I remember. But from there, when I was born, I actually did not have any pupils or cornea at all, surprisingly. I just had the white part around my eyes, which I believe that's called the sclera, if I'm not mistaken. Which do pardon me if I do get the terminology wrong. I'm a nursing student, so do please disregard if I do get any medical terms wrong. Um, but yeah, that is what I was born with. I did have no vision at all. In fact, I was so underweight. Since I was a premature baby, I was underweight that I had to actually spend uh, almost 6 months. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, 6 months in the hospital because of that underweight and like I was still very underdeveloped. So because of that, obviously, I even had to actually be like in an incubator until I was released because of I was so still fragile and very I was unfinished, basically developing as a baby. But afterwards, even like, and obviously with premature births in general, they do tend to have several other health conditions in the long term. Let me see. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Miss Neko Tendo. Thank you for joining the stream. I do appreciate you coming by. I've actually just started going over some of the details that you have not explained from yesterday's stream. So you're just in time to not hear the repetitive stuff. So good timing. Good timing. Thank you for joining. So yeah. So when I was born, essentially, I kind of did not, again, like I said, I did not have any pupils or corneas at all. It was just the white part of my eye. And even after spending 6 months in the hospital due to my under development, I still wasn't fully developed. In fact, I'm going to tell you all this right now. My vision is so complex that here is actually a binder just of the first, I'm not gonna lie, 2, 3 years of just my eye conditions alone. And actually, let me look. I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to show you all my name. This huge binder right here. Hopefully, the camera can see it. I don't know. It is huge, and believe it or not, this all has to do with just my vision from the past 2, 3 years. Uh, Thick, yes, I know. um, but uh, that's how complex my vision is. And obviously, I do keep it because, well, obviously, I kind of need to because when I see specialists, they need to know everything that I used to have and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, my vision is kind of complex to talk about. But just kind of give you like an overview. I'll give you all an overview. That's kind of how complex it was and still is till this day. But yeah, that is, and it wasn't easy kind of growing up having vision problems. For example, and I'm not going to talk about so much as my premature other health effects. I'm going to focus on the vision, even though it does kind of tie in a little bit. But to kind of keep it short and sweet, I'm going to just stick with the vision aspects of my premature birth. Um, so even when I was like 1, 2, I'm going to say probably up to 3 years old, almost even, I still never even developed my pupils or my corneas. So I really did not have any vision at all during those years. Honestly, I would say that, and I do not know how this even happened. However, I guess you can say it was a miracle because throughout all the specialists, they always told me that I was just going to be blind, completely blind. I was not going to be able to see. I was not going to be able to read, uh, take care of my, well, okay, I rephrase that, not read, because obviously blind people are able to do that. But in other words, I would not have no vision for the rest of my life. Which again, that'll be another challenge for that. But they said I would be completely blind and I wouldn't be able to do the things I basically, would want to do when I grow up. However, my parents, they definitely are always supportive of what I do. And actually, I do have to thank them because, and I guess this is a little bit surprisingly, they kind of did like a home remedy, you can say. And while I will not say what that home remedy was, because even I don't know how to explain it simply, um, that home remedy, surprisingly enough, and I guess you could say it is a miracle, that did help me develop my vision. It helped me develop my pupils, my cornea, and even for both of my eyes. So with that, I was able to see. I was able to function a lot better than what I was able to. And when I started grade school, I was able to do almost practically fine, even though I still had the disability, eye conditions that I still have. But even with the vision I was able to develop, it helped me tremendously be successful in the early school years. So so basically, but even despite that, I still had some issues with my vision. So when I was around like 5 or 6, I did have some procedures done. Because when my corneas developed around the time my parents did the home remedy, I did have some like scarring, and what I mean by scarring, I mean like actual scars around the center of my eye, which is the pupils. And with that, I was not able to see basically through those scars. Um, so basically, when I was around 5 or 6, I was able to kind of get like a surgery done to kind of for them to clip the scars in my pupils for me to see around the scars and actually see a lot better than usual. In fact, for an example, everyone's pupil is like a circle, yeah, like a circle. However, because of my scars and what they did when they clipped them, now my pupil is like an oval shaped, because the way my eye is seeing around the scars. So technically, I do have the scars, but I'm able to see around it, and I can't even like tell myself if I do have scars or not. So yeah, because of that, I was able to see a lot better, thankfully. But but because of that, I am actually sensitive to sunlight to the max. So that means I do have to wear sunglasses basically whenever I go outside, just how sensitive my eyes are. However, as my parents agreed, and even till this day I do agree as well, the benefits were well worth than the downs of the procedure. Definitely it was definitely a good choice for me to have that done, and thankfully that has helped my vision a lot better. So of course, going through grade school, it still wasn't easy despite all that because I did use devices. I still needed some type of help in terms of like getting around, um, doing actual like work in the classroom setting, and technically that is where some psychological aspects did happen for me personally. For an example, I was bullied, and I'm pretty sure y'all know what bullying is, and yeah, it really wasn't an enjoyable experience going through all that bullying. Um, I was bullied. I'm not gonna lie, basically almost at least once every school year up until I left my home high school. Um, I was bullied because people thought I was different. People thought there was something wrong with me. The kids thought the students thought that I would never be something that I wanted to be when I grow up. Um, so of course that was kind of a hard time for me, especially during my middle school years. Um, and yeah, that definitely was not an enjoyable experience for me. However, thankfully, I was able to go out of that, and because I realized I am who I am for a reason, and I guess some could say it's a miracle the way I am. I've made it this far in life, and you know what? I'm truly thankful for what I have accomplished so far. I graduated high school. I graduated with a medical certificate, uh, than many other students my age weren't able to do. And now I'm in college, pursuing what I want to be as my career choice. So, so yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, don't let others put you down. And I guess it's a little bit of a advice for anyone who might be going through something similar, whether it's both a disability or I guess in general sort of way. But don't let anyone discourage you from what you want to do or become. Um, Only you are able to prove them wrong what you're capable of doing to your full potential. And I'm so thankful that I've made it this far. And every day in my life, I do what I do because I enjoy it. And now, because of that, I'm doing what I love. And that is studying for what I want to become, playing games, for example. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, you know. I listen to a lot of music. I've been to concerts. And again, despite my disability, I've been able to see people that I never thought I would be able to imagine to see. So yeah, just goes to show you, don't let no one discourage you from what you want to do, what you want to become in life, because that is something that only you can determine, and that is what I'm proud um, to have the strength to be able to do that, despite all the psychological um, defect or struggles I've had to go through throughout my grade school years when I was younger. But anyway, so yeah, that is my disability in general. I do have one more thing to show y'all, and that is actually devices. Now, just real quick, chickens. Okay. Just real quick, I do have something. I do have some stuff to show y'all, and that is actually devices I use on a not on a day-to-day basis, but I do use these as a precaution slash the kind of only used when I need them in case. So I have a lot of devices here with me. So let's get this started. So my first device is actually a pretty simple one. This is actually uh, what this is actually a magnifying glass. So right now it's in a bag. When I take it out, this is what it is. It's technically called a magnifying glass, but for visual impairment purposes, it's called a dome. And with this, it's pretty much the same thing as a magnifying glass. You use this to read. For people who have trouble, reading, use it. You kind of like put it on the surface of like a book or page, and anyone who needs it, they kind of just obviously scroll through it like a magnifying glass. And this kind of is a good device for anyone who actually needs assistance in reading. So that is one device. The other is this. This is actually, it looks really small, but wait until it actually is out. This is actually, believe it or not, like a binoculars. However, for since people with visual impairments some generally do have one eye better than the other. Um, Obviously, binoculars would not help an individual, a person with a visual impairment. So that is what this is basically created for. And with this is basically to kind of help people see far away with whatever good eye they have. So for me, with my right eye, I would use this essentially to kind of see far away distances. And it just works as a regular binocular, kind of like twists and turns like one. And this I kind of don't well, honestly, these devices I don't use on a daily basis unless in actual situations where I do need them. For example, school, or in college, I do kind of use these devices sometimes, but it's not an everyday thing. So yeah, so this is a monocular is what they call it. Now this next one is, let me see. Here it is. Okay, so this big case. Um, it may look big, but ironically, it's actually similar to this, surprisingly. So actually, let me go ahead and show you all. And surprisingly, this is not a made-up word as what it's called, but it's called an amigo, uh, which I know it's like a Spanish name for friend in Spanish, but no, it's actually called an amigo. Uh, hopefully the camera can fix it. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm not too sure if it's showing or not. Hopefully it is. Yeah, so basically what this is, it's kind of similar to this in a way, but this actually does help a little bit more of a distance side, a little more of a distance. So it's not actually touching the page. Um, so basically, it's turning on just to give you like a brief, just to show you what it can do briefly. 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So as you can see here, hopefully it's not damaging all his eyes. Oop. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so basically what it can do, I think I'm showing myself. Sorry about that. It can actually read stuff. It can help people with reading impairments. So basically, with what this can do, it kind of helps people again with reading documents, papers, books. But it kind of is a little bit bigger magnification than this. But it's actually a little bit more technologically advanced than this dome right here. I gotta go now. Keep the good work out there, your career and life. No one has right to treat you bad, person, someone like them. Have a nice day. Yes, thank you, Anubis. I do appreciate it. Um, yes, I do appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And if you do get a chance, or if you like to, I will try and keep this stream afterwards. So please do feel free to, if you're interested, watch the rest after I'm done with this. Um, but yeah. So anyway, so yeah, this is basically for reading and helping people with more visual impairments. Let me turn that off real quick. Okay. Now the next one is I will. Okay. Thank you, Nibus. I do appreciate it. Hope you have a good day as well. Okay. So the next one, this one's a little bit self-expanding. This one's actually kind of simple that technically anyone can get like at any electronics store or anything like that. But for college, believe me, this is actually essential for me. That this one I do use at every classroom setting. And this, out of the simplest ones, is an MP3 recorder. And the reason why this is important for me is because let's say a professor is showing like a PowerPoint or notes like on a projector or screen, or they're talking, or well, no, that's not really much of a good reason, but um, like they're showing something like on screen that students have to write down. I personally cannot see that far, even despite all the devices I've shown so far, or even the ones I'm going to show you right now. However, um, this actually does help because it actually records everything the professor says, and I do not have to write notes on what they're saying, so, honestly. So this right here is kind of a lifesaver for me in terms of taking down notes. So this one I definitely do use every day, and well, basically every time I have class. So this one's actually definitely beneficial. I guess even any student in general, if your professor does allow voice recording, which I know it depends on where you live, and I know some regulations they may not allow you to do that, but I mean, for those who are wondering, do check out. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It doesn't hurt to ask or look at it. But this is definitely a lifesaver if you're wanting to take notes easily in general. However, for me, it's an essential. So this one does definitely help out a lot. Now, my next device is, let's see, okay. Now this one's not really much of a device. It's more of a computer software. However, obviously I can't show you how it works or anything like that. I can only describe it. But this device. Well, this software is called ZoomText, which okay, I'm not sure if the stream is actually showing it like in mirror mode. Since I'm personally seeing the words in reverse, but it's called ZoomText, and this kind of thing is pretty useful for people also with visual impairments. And actually, this is the CD right here. I would have shown you all this, but I figured it's not as visually appealing than showing the actual box, since it does have some pretty nice artwork there. And that software is kind of good because it helps make like any text in the computer bigger. For example, if I'm viewing a web page, or if I'm surfing the web, or like even watching a video, if I believe for an example, it zooms in everything. Or when I type like a paper, it verbally responds back as to what I'm typing. So I guess also it kind of is also beneficial for like deaf people. Although don't quote me on that 100%, since I have not used it too much to kind of fully understand what it is. However, I do know for a fact it is beneficial for people with a visual impairment. So that definitely is um, a good type of equipment for people who actually are on the computer on a daily basis to use. Again, I don't use it. Honestly, I really don't use it every day, or in fact, hardly at all. I don't even have it actually set up on my computer. But again, it's more as an in base need, um, for whenever I do need to. So yeah, that's for that. That's it for that device. Now, these next devices is actually something interesting. Let's see who's in the Yellow Kazoo. Hello, the Yellow Kazoo. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I do appreciate you coming by. You're kind of in the middle of showing my visual impairment devices, but if you're interested, do feel free to check out the stream uh, when it ends. Hopefully, I'll be able to save it this time around. So let's see. Wait, is the screen black for anyone else? Uh, I don't know. Is the screen black? Right now, it's showing me that I am live. Right now, it's actually showing. Can someone? Huh. Can someone check to see if the screen is black? I'm not too sure. Let me double check on my end here. I don't think it's actually, because what I'm seeing right now, it is actually my video. I just had to close out and come back. Okay, okay, because that's fine. That's fine. No problem. No, thank you for letting me. Okay, I'm mobile. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. The Yellow Kazoo. That's fine. I just thankfully I just want to make sure as well, but thankfully it wasn't that issue. But yeah, so you're kind of in the middle of me showing a little bit of my devices that I use here on an off basis. But if you're interested, do check out what I talked about so far. um, Hopefully I can save the stream this time, so definitely do check it out if you do have a chance. But anyway, so the next device I had to show is actually it's actually kind of specifically for blind people, but this is where kind of I guess the misconception happens. And what I'm about to show you is you're good. Okay, thank you because thank you, there, Kazoo. This I'm pretty sure y'all know what this is just by the look of it. If you don't, this is a mobility cane, and I do have several types of these. I will briefly show the different kinds I have, but basically, in general, these mobility canes are for people who are completely or mostly blind, who are unable to see around them, or basically for independent mobility. So, for example, whoever whoever's like completely blind, this is what they would use to get around places on a daily basis. And uh, essentially, is helpful for them. And so this type is, and this is actually the very first cane I got when I was in grade school. Kind of back when my vision was a little bit worse. than today. So I did kind of use this one a little bit more frequent when I was growing up, essentially. So let me see. Wait, were you blind before something? To kind of summarize, because when I was born, yes, I was totally blind. However, like after 2 or 3 years, when because I was a premature baby, by 7 months. So obviously, I didn't go through the whole 9 month pregnancy regular term. But even when I was born, and after spending some time in the hospital to kind of develop more and all that, I did not have any vision. Um, some say it was kind of a miracle that I developed vision, because I wasn't supposed to. However, even with that, I still wasn't fully, I didn't have fully vision. Even till this day, I do not have full vision. But my conditions kind of prevent me from having the vision that other people have. Um, but uh, I did have surgeries to kind of improve that when I was little. However, even till that, I did not, my vision still was a little bit worse. So I did kind of use like this, for an example, to move around, since my vision was still not well enough at that time to kind of move around. So this was actually one of the very first devices I used when I was in grade school. So so yeah, that's kind of like what kind of like to summarize it a little bit. Hopefully that does give a little bit of a good explanation. But if you want like a little bit more of a detail, do check back on the stream afterwards. But yeah, they say it's a miracle as to for me to have vision, and to this day, even I'm thankful for what I have, because I've accomplished so much that even what I originally thought I was, I've been able to. But yeah, but anyway, like I said, this is a mobility cane. So this first one was the very first one I have, and I'm gonna go back a little bit so I can show y'all what it is. This one was since this was like a first cane. This is kind of like what they give for like beginners. And the reason why I say that is because this is actually a foldable one. And if I can do this, hold on. Okay. So yeah, this is actually very old. So it's not the best shape anymore. Like it actually doesn't even fit my height actually. um, but this is actually my very first cane, and this is how you would use it. So obviously, if I were to go back a little bit, you'll hold it like this, kind of like this with your palm, your finger, and obviously we just there's different techniques to kind of use this cane. However, they kind of give this cane to like beginners or even grade school students. And the reason being is because one, for training, and second, it's kind of like a safety precaution because it is more noticeable. For example, like the canes they give for adults, they do not have this ball tip. Sub chat. Do glasses not help? Actually, I do wear glasses on a daily basis. Well, no, okay, I take that back. Um, I do wear glasses. Unfortunately, even with glasses, they do not help with my conditions that I already have, which I'll say briefly. It's glaucoma, nystagmus, and a very rare one that even I don't understand, which is called Peter's anomaly. And that one, it's still complicated. That I still know what it is till this day. But regardless, that is kind of like the condition that those are the conditions that do not help. I mean, even with glasses, they do not help. But I do wear glasses like for when I'm actually in school or in future work settings to kind of like what is it? To at least see to at least see, and kind of like a protective barrier, just a little bit more. But there's honestly not that much of a difference with or without them. Um, Pete, yes, it is called Peter's anomaly. That's a real condition that again, even I don't know. I'm guessing it has to do with because I was born premature around 7 months. And if I'm not mistaken, around the 7 month mark, that is during the pregnancy time, I do believe that is when um, the fetuses develop their eyes around the 7 months. So since I was born around that time, my eyes were not developed, which I'm guessing that's another reason why my pupils and cornea was not developed when obviously I was born because of that unexpected pregnancy. That unexpected delivery. Um, but that's why that's why it's I gotcha. Is that when the eye is that when the eyes yes, yes, around 7 months that it again, don't take me for granted, as I'm still learning and I'm still a student that's barely learning the basics. But from what I know, from a general lifespan, I do believe that is where the 7 month mark is where the fetuses develop the eyes, which again I did not have the chance to do that, to go through that phase when I was since I was born early. But but yeah, again, during my infancy years, it was a miracle that I developed all that. Even though it wasn't perfect, it's better than something. And honestly, I'm thankful that I was able to, have some vision, better than nothing. You know, that's yes, I know it does suck a little bit. I know, but honestly, I really don't think it doesn't. I think it's more of a what is it? I think it's more of a thankfulness that I was able to get something better than nothing, because without it, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today. I want to be going to school. I want to be able to go to college, do what studying for what I want to be. So I do kind of find it to be very fortunate enough, and I do think every day that I do have something, and even though it's not the full potential, I do plan on giving back to what I had, because I know I have this vision for a reason, essentially. And that is why I love helping. And I guess that's why I love helping people as well, for that for that reason as well. But anyway, going back to the devices. So yeah, this was my first cane. Obviously, this again was is basically like a first timer. Um, Good, that's good. Yes, thank you, Yellow Kazoo. I do appreciate it. Yeah, this is basically this cane is like a first timer, because again, it's like a safety precaution. Obviously, you can tell because of the red tape. This little ball right here, it makes it easier for the students to kind of get used to the aspects of this cane and all that. So yeah, this was technically my first cane, and obviously, what was good about this, it's actually portable. So of course, it actually fitted in my school backpack when I was in grade school, and I was able to use it on a day-to-day basis without any issues. Um, so yeah, so that is one type of cane. Another now the type of cane that I actually have today, although I do not use it because my vision has actually gotten better, just slightly, for me, to the point where I don't need to use it unless in extreme circumstances that I do need it on a day for my vision, because my vision does fluctuate. It could be any day, any time, but again, it's more like it's more like a as needed type of cane now, or for any of these canes actually. Um, and this is the cane that I actually use, uh, or that I was trained to use today. Um, so this is actually a better condition cane. As you can tell, it's not like yellow or any marks or anything like that. This is kind of what they give to like the adults now in general. Um, so basically, you can tell it's different because like the material. Well, I'm not sure if you all can see it, but the material, it's a little bit better. It's kind of skinnier, yeah, skinnier. A little bit more, lighter. Actually, if you feel it. And what's different about this one is it doesn't have the ballpoint like this one, like this one, but instead has this little metal thing. And what's good about this is I know you probably can't hear what I'm doing, but basically with the ball joint cane, you use it kind of to like roll around. But with this cane for adults, it's basically you had to learn how to tap on how and you learn to get around by tapping it because of this of this metal piece. So with this metal piece, and here's a little bit of a closer look for you all. With this metal piece, so is it blowy for you? Uh, I'm sorry, Yellow Kazu. What do you mean by that? Like my vision or the stream like I'm sorry, I don't know what exactly you mean. If you're talking about my vision, yes, my vision is a little bit blurry, but again, vision. Okay, yeah. Vision, yes, it is a little bit blurry. My left eye, it's the worst side. I cannot see that far. In fact, my left eye, I can only see like I'm not lying. Counting fingers, like 2, 3, up to 4 feet max. That's about it. I cannot see anything else besides that on my left eye. I can't identify objects, people, or even or read obviously in that case. But the left eye is basically I only use it for like side vision to like briefly notice like what's on my left side, for example. But besides that, that's it for my left eye. I do not use my left eye for function, my day-to-day function, nothing like that. Only because of the limited vision that. So are you nearsighted? Yes, yes. That's actually another thing that I have, which I didn't mention earlier as a condition because I mean obviously it's kind of like a normal kind of thing for everyone to have that. But even with the conditions I have, yes, I'm considered nearsighted. Although even like that, I still kind of need to like see things like up close. Like like for example, like if I have like this, this kind of like this is like an old calendar page that I have because I had notes here. In order for me to read it, like personally, I'd have to be like this close to it. So I mean, yeah, that's something like what I had to my vision, like I said, it is complex. But yes, I guess you could say I'm still considered nearsighted. But even with glasses on, I still can't see farsighted. Like I can't identify people. I can't like read objects like read words far away. It does make it just a tiny bit clearer, yes, but it does not help me read it to the point where I can actually read it to the full potential. And I do apologize. One real quick. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was just checking something real quick. Um, so yeah, that is something that I was hoping for. I'm nearsighted also. I do these exercises sometimes to help a little. Well, that's good. That's good, Yellow Kazoo. Um, uh, if I may ask, hopefully this isn't too personal. Is that why I think I've seen you wear glasses sometimes? I think during your live streams. Because I think I've seen you wear glasses sometimes during your streams. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I take that back. I'm not sure if you do wear glasses, but I think I've seen you wear glasses. But if I'm asking, is that the reason why you wear glasses during your live streams sometimes so you can see a little bit better far away or not? Hopefully that's not too personal of a question. If I may ask, that's actually good to know. So thank you for sharing that. Um, but yeah, so actually I almost lost track now. But yeah, that is kind of what I have. Yes, the glasses or mini so far away. Okay, that's good. That's good, Yellow Kazoo. Yeah, that makes I understand that now. Thanks for sharing with that. Um, so yeah, so that's good that you're on your side. So I guess yeah, in a way, it's a little bit similar to I guess what you experience up to a certain point. Um, Again, obviously my vision again it's totally different than what I'm sure you're experiencing, what you experience. So do you know it's similar to up to a certain point on that. In my new setup, I don't need them because my screen is close enough. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I don't. It's like right now I'm actually using my computer to kind of do the live stream. And as you can see, to kind of read the chat, uh, I do kind of need to get real close to the screen to read it. Because even though my computer is like literally right in front of me, I still need to look up close because I can't read the text because it's a little bit small and kind of just to read it. But yeah, that's kind of one reason why I'm looking towards this side to read the chat. But yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah, that's good that though that your new setup actually does help you with that. So that's a good that's good for you. Glad to know that your new setup does benefit you in a way in terms of seeing a little bit better. But yeah, so let me see. Have you been using vocational rehab services? Uh, oh my. um, do I know what that actually means? uh, if I were to take a guess, um, I would say yes. Only because I think if I do understand that correctly, this is how I got these devices in the first place. Because yeah, obviously you can't just get these like at Walmart or anything like that. You kind of have to get you have to get these like special ordered somewhere and get like this equipment like this kind of like what I showed earlier. You have to get them somewhere. So yeah, I guess you could say I do get services like that. Um, but what was I gonna say? I don't necessarily kind of uh use like that to the not full potential, since like again these devices are kind of just as needed type of thing. It's a government program that helps you reach your goals to become employed. Okay, okay. If I'm mistaken, I think I know what you're talking about. Then what the? I won't say the name because I won't say the name that I kind of see because for people with disabilities, yeah. I know what you're talking about now, and I won't say the name because it's kind of like a dead giveaway as to where I'm from. And again, I don't want to. I do kind of want to remain like a little bit anonymous for now since I'm really starting out. Um, but yes, it is an organization. I do have an organization that does help me get devices and kind of help me with my accommodations for like school and like help me see like better see a little bit better and they help me try and get some stuff for my future career in other words. And they actually have been a pretty big help, believe it or not. They actually helped me get all these devices, thankfully. So they actually have helped a lot. So yeah, so going about that, so yeah, I actually do get them. I do get them currently, and actually I've gotten them ever since I was in grade school. That's actually how I got my first cane and my first devices. All that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. They actually do help me a lot. So when I graduate college, they probably will help me. Uh, hopefully with the transitioning from college to the job career. So that's pretty good. And I'm sorry, just real quick checking something. Okay, no. Okay, so yeah, to move along, I'm gonna show you my final device. My final devices. Can you drive? That is actually a good question. To put it short, no. No, I can't, unfortunately. And um, it does kind of have a setbacks, unfortunately, but excuse me, um, it does have me some setbacks to that, obviously. Um, I guess I will admit I do live with my parents, um, that's something I don't mind showing. And I do kind of depend on them to I guess get me around places. Um, why not? I can, and I'm monocular. Um, it, it's again because it is kind of complicated for me to explain in general. However, it has to do with my limited vision because I am considered legally blind. If you've heard of that phrase before, and legally blind means that you have a certain vision in each eye up to a certain point. And oh yeah, so which means my wide eye can only see so much far away. And even with corrective lenses, it still is not beneficial. So when I see far away, even when I drive, I actually I won't be able to do that, unfortunately. And as of right now, it is permanent. Um, because yeah, they said even with a device that I'm actually going to show you right now, it's still too dangerous for me to do that because it still poses a great risk for me and others to even consider driving. However, if it does count, I actually did try to make a pug. Nurse, I made it. I'm sorry about that. No, 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 it's okay, Yellow Kazoo. No problem. No, no, no. I don't mind the questions. Actually, thank you so much for actually asking. Actually, I'm pretty open towards about my disabilities, and you know what? Actually, I don't mind, talking about them. That's actually kind of what the purpose, of this stream to kind of get my introduction and to also know a little bit more about me for future streams when I actually talk about my college experiences and gaming, for example. That way, y'all can know a little bit more about me in general for future streams. So no. I do appreciate your questions. I actually don't have problems talking about it. Thank you so much for asking about that. And again, yeah, but as far as driving, yes, it does have a little bit of setbacks. But I mean, you know, at this point, I mean, I kind of already knew it for years. So I mean, I'm not too upset about it. It's kind of like what I tell others. I mean, hey, it's one less thing I have to learn and worry about. So um, so I mean that's one thing. So actually I do I do I guess I kind of see it beneficial to a certain point, but yeah. So yeah, like a setback, but what can you do, right? Yeah, yeah, kind of like that. So I mean, there's not much I can do. Right, at least right now. Who knows? Maybe in the future there's a surgery or procedure that will help me. If it does, that's terrific. I'm all for it. But as of right now, yeah, I mean, what can I do? Why not just live life to the fullest? And you know what? I kind of enjoy what I do regardless. I mean, that's the only thing I guess I can't do on a full time basis. But still, I can go to school. I can do house chores. I can obviously basically take care of myself. Maybe stem cells. Uh, yeah, perhaps. I'm not too familiar with that, but I mean, hey, it's a possibility. And yes, hey, Nehru, I did not forget about you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I've actually been live. How long have I been live for? Wow, now in 12 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have to probably wrap it up in a bit for a bit, but yeah, that is something that yeah, that is something that is, I guess, that could be a possibility. As although as of right now, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of satisfied with what I have, especially what I've been through. um it's not really too much of a setback. I mean, I'm still pursuing my dreams, so what can I do about some little negativity? But anyway, to kind of continue with the devices real quick, because I do kind of have to wrap up in a bit. So yeah, I did show you all. I mean, yeah, I did show the cane to you all. Now this, I do have another cane. Where did I leave that? Oh, here it is. Okay. Now this cane is also like an adult cane. However, this one is actually specifically for portable use. So when I take it out, excuse me, it's actually the same. Excuse me, it's actually the same um, uh, thing as you can see with the metal tip and all that. However, obviously you can see it's small and portable. So obviously, in order to use this, all you got to do is just stretch it out, and it's actually a bit of a tight. That's actually good. Is that way as it doesn't slip out. There you go. So as you can see, it extends up to here. So yeah, and it's actually caught into my other cane over here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so yeah, this is another cane. Again, this one's basically for portable use. So this one I actually do carry like to college. Um, but again, I don't use it, that much, only because it's only like an as needed type of thing. But even like that, I don't use it that much. But it's only, it's better to be safe than sorry. In other words. So obviously, Same thing. You know, you tapping techniques is all it is. When you close it up, oop, sorry, these things are actually a little bit hard to actually kind of put back together at times. So yeah, hold on, 1 second. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So this is a cane that's good for portable use. So with all of that being said, I do have one more device to show y'all, and this device is actually uh, the most important. And I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, you know, negative, but it is actually the most expensive one you can say that I have. And this one is definitely unique as to it really is how to kind of get this kind of device. And this one I do use college for lectures when it's like a auditorium type of lecture. Um, so this one I kind of do use on it on whenever I go to class. And as you can see, it's stored in a pouch. But when I take it out, give me 1 second. Actually, what's good about me, and I guess this is kind of like a nitpicky type of thing, but I'm so careful of my devices and basically anything. Like for example, my Switch and this I'll make a gaming reference since obviously I'm trying to also I'm trying to also aim kind of like a gaming type of channel here too. Um, I kind of keep my Switch in a case, basically 100%. When I put it in the dock and when I'm done playing in TV mode, I take it out and I put it back in the case because I don't want it to get like dusty or kind of like get any like debris or anything like that in the. So I'm very protective of like my stuff in general. So I mean I'm kind of like a organized, clean, individual. So I guess that's kind of a positive thing. It can be, I guess, a little bit tedious, but I rather have my stuff be in good condition, you know. But anyway, so basically, my last device to show these glasses. Now, do they look funny? Yes, I know they look funny, and I think I can actually let my headphones on. Let me do real quick. Wow. Okay. Actually, yeah. Actually, now that I'm seeing, actually, this is actually the first time I actually kind of like look at myself wearing these. Yeah, so these are very special. And the reason why I say it is because these are actually prescription glasses. But what's special about this is that not only are these like regular prescription glasses, is that they have this blue thing right here. And this blue thing essentially, and hopefully I'm actually doing this right. Oh yeah, yeah. What's special about these glasses is that they have like this little mirror thing. And if you can take a guess, these are actually it has like both a like a telescope. So basically, this is good for like lectures when, like for example, I'm taking notes. All I do is I look down to kind of see like where my to see where the glass is, and then if I need to look something like on the board, all I do is I just look slightly down and I can see through like a little hole. Actually, let me look around. As you can see, there's like a little hole right here. So so that's what I see like the end piece over here to see far away. So it's actually both a regular glasses and a binocular at the same time. So this is definitely one of my most interesting yet um, good best devices that I need. And I do kind of use this. This is one of I kind of use this device not every class, but when it's like a big auditorium, this is definitely an essential one. Um, but um, but yeah, that is and I actually did get this when I got into college, surprisingly. So hopefully that's actually interesting. Just went back to the start of the stream to catch what the this video was. My mom has gone, oh Willie Nehru. That's interesting. I didn't actually, you know. hopefully it's not as severe as mine, but I am sorry to hear about that. Hopefully, hopefully, it's not too severe for her, but yes, I'm pretty sure you or her can relate to as how it is. Um, but yeah, it's not easy doing that or having that kind of disability. But yeah, these are my glasses. You know, these are the glasses that I use. Kind of like when I'm in a lecture period, and these actually do benefit me a lot. For when it comes to that. But okay, that's actually all that I wanted to show you all. This stream took a lot longer than I originally had planned. Um, but I'm actually glad that I kind of talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Um, so I'm actually kind of glad that I took the time to kind of describe to y'all my condition, show y'all some of the devices I use, um, and things like that. Um, yeah, I do believe that will be about. I mean, I guess Nairu, since you're the one watching currently, do you have any questions yourself? Before I end the stream, um, because yeah, I think I'm going to end it off on here. Because I believe that is all I wanted to talk about real quick. Yeah, yeah. Just so yeah, if you have any like questions real quick, I can answer them briefly. If you have any questions at all. Obviously, if you can, not really that I think I can watch what I missed afterwards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel free to rewatch it out. Hopefully, this time though, it will save. Because I did have an issue yesterday, trying to watch the whole thing again. But I did have trouble saving the stream, so hopefully it doesn't delete. Now, if it does, oh boy. But or just ask you on Discord. Yeah, yeah, sure. Feel free to ask me on Discord. Obviously, I'm an open book when it comes to my disability, so don't hesitate to ask any questions if any do arise. So yeah, if the stream does delete, YouTube streams are finicky. Hopefully you can figure it out. Yes, I know I had so much trouble yesterday. With the first stream, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, I was like, wow. Hopefully this does not happen again. And today, actually, I was. This is the first time I was able to successfully start a stream, so that's a step positive. Um, so thankfully, I'm going in the right direction, so if it doesn't save, yeah, I'm not gonna redo the stream again. So I'm sorry if this doesn't, save or not, but hopefully what I've talked about, hopefully it is beneficial to you. And if it does save to anyone who watches this afterwards, hopefully this helps you learn something a little bit about myself. I'm happy to be a part of this YouTube type of thing. Do look forward to more content. I'm gonna, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna try and stick to streams later on, only because I feel it is one, it's a little bit easier on my end, and second, it's not that much editing that I have to do. And for now, I don't know anything to do with editing. So please bear with me as I just do streams for the next couple of weeks to months. I will try to do a stream once a week or once every 2 weeks. But obviously, in order if you want to see more of my content, do definitely subscribe to my social media. Um, Let me see, editing is peanut, but yeah, it is kind of a pain to edit it, and for me, I don't know how to, um, I, and even though like I see like some other like for example Miss Nicotendo, which actually kind of did a quick shout out to her in the beginning. Um, yeah, when I see like some of her videos or some other YouTube videos, it's like oh my god, like how do they do all that? Because yeah, I personally just cannot do that. I mean, first it must take a lot of time to do that, which I do have some time, but I do not have a lot of time. Like this stream kind of went a little bit farther than what I expected to, which I mean, it's not too much of a big deal for me, but honestly, I was like, as far as like editing videos to make like perfect, I just can't do that, and that's why I'm like, wow. I mean, there's no way I can like uh match, like that. Yeah, school first is always is available. So yeah, so yeah, do bear with me as I do streams, at least for the first couple of weeks to months. However, do keep in mind that I will be talking about from here on out nothing but my college experiences and Nintendo or gaming in general. So, excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna take a excuse me. My mouth was a bit dry. Um, yeah, so do keep an eye out on that. Um, I will be focusing on a lot on my college experience. Well, for example, if I do stream next week, I kind of already have an idea on what to talk about, and that is actually a game that is coming out this Friday that I'm really excited for. I will not say what it is. Um, if you do mention it, I won't say if it's true or not because I do kind of want to keep the surprise. But for those of you who follow my social media, you'll probably know what game I'm going to talk about already. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited. I will probably talk a little bit about that game next week if I do have a chance to live stream. So do keep an eye on out on that. I'll probably give like not a professional review, but kind of like my own. I bet it. I bet it's an actually good. Yes. Yes. You can think it probably will be. Yes. Yes. It definitely is. It will be a good game. That's all I'll say. But yes, I'm definitely looking. Do look forward to that live stream. I will. Again, it won't be a professional review, but I'll obviously give my impressions. I'll talk about it. I'll see what I like about it so far. And also maybe at the same time, I'll do like what maybe like what I look my college experience. Like for example, what I'm learning so far, like in this semester. Obviously, I'm not gonna give you like the boring details of what I'm learning, but kind of give you like a overview of what I'm learning in college. Since this is like a nursing related channel, so I kind of want to do like half and half. That's like both gaming and like my experiences in school and nursing. So that kind of do like a happy medium for both who are interested in gaming and nursing. So definitely do look forward to that stream. But yeah, I do believe that's about it. If you haven't already, do please subscribe to the channel. I did see that I already have five subscribers, which that is amazing. Thank you all to who subscribed. I actually did not imagine to. I did not imagine to get 5 subscribers already. Despite I technically do not have any videos out. So thank you to all who subscribed already. I do appreciate it. Six. Oh, really? Six? Really? Okay. That okay. Wow. That actually, I mean, it's because I don't think I get notifications on the stream as far as like if I get any like actual comments on the video itself, like as far as like my YouTube channel. All I'm seeing right now is just the chat. But if it's six, okay. Well, thank you all to who subscribed. But yeah. Yeah. So I mean, thank you all to who subscribed. I do appreciate it. Um, I do thank you all to whoever watches this afterwards if it does. Excuse me. If it does save. Um, but do look out for in the future for gaming and school nurse. I'll say school for now because it's not really nursing this semester. But keep a lookout for gaming and school related content. I do look forward to sharing that with you all. And if you haven't already, do please subscribe and also follow my social media. It is in my channel description. And also, once again, a shout out to Miss Neko Tendo and Leo Kazoo uh, for kind of encouraging me to do this, and also for even joining the stream earlier. I do appreciate them for that for the encouragement and helpfulness. So the links are actually in the description. So if you do want to check them out, I highly recommend them. They have amazing content, and honestly, um, they are they are one of the best streamers and content creators, in my opinion, to look out for. So definitely a shout out to them, and I do thank them, personally for encouraging me to do this, but yeah. So if that is it, thank you so much for watching this stream, and I'll definitely see you all in the next one. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you so much.